You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. There are 3 essential abilities that top entrepreneurs must have today. We call them super skills. These only happen by applying the ecosystem approach. The approach is unknown and unlike anything available today. It often feels that entrepreneurs need super skills to be competitive in today's market, but most training available is commonplace and traditional and doesn't come close to developing those skills.
Yes.
If you wait to the end of the show, we will give you a practical example of how these super skills can be used every day in business. I'm going to start out with, Jason, why is our approach to super skills different?
We practiced the super skill thing, and that's why we had an image. If you looked at the little thumbnail about our show, is like a woman, like a Wonder Woman kind of
absolutely,
costume.
Absolutely.
And we see that most energy how-tos don't get there. We see that most, if you went to an MBA program, spent years, getting all that information, that doesn't give you the type of skills that we're talking about here. These are the things that are really, really matter. And we've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs in the 25 years we've been doing this work.
Yes, we have.
And oh my gosh, it is so effective. So,
well, talk about the repackaging the misinformation stuff for just a minute, Jason. I'm going to jump in there and say the energy from energy work is often just repackaged misinformation, and that somebody learned from somebody else. That isn't how we did it by any means at all.
We see energy.
We do. And we also see that this repackaging of misinformation just creates little to no effectiveness. This doesn't work. In this world today, we need something that will make a difference.
The ecosystem approach was created because we see energy,
yes,
and we haven't taken anything for granted.
No.
We didn't have a teacher. We're not loyal to a teacher or a body of knowledge or any
Correct.
of that. We say, okay, we've heard this. Let's go look and see if that's true. And a lot of times it's not. And because of that, there's power to the ecosystem approach.
Absolutely. And I love that. So Jason, why is self-knowledge the greatest, I'm going to do it, superpower?
Because it gives you access to potential and abilities that are currently unknown to you. All the problems in business, and this is what we've seen, always at some point come back to the boss. If there's a problem with the business, you can blame the employees, you can blame the economy, all these things.
Sure.
And I realize there are a lot of things, especially after COVID. There are certain aspects that happen around your business that are beyond your control.
Yes.
But how you respond to them is always within your control, and you're the one. People think that I grew up. I actually have a business degree, and I've heard so many times there was like, these are the 10 reasons that most businesses fail. And
okay.
it's not a really helpful list because they all relate back to the person in some way or another.
Okay.
But every entrepreneur is different, is unique.
Yes.
And that uniqueness is where the power is, and self-knowledge is what brings that power.
Well, I was just going to bring that up. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
It's not like a resume. I can do this. I can do this. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses.
Right.
Nah, that's boring.
Right. Where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
self-knowledge that we're talking about is a power, is a feeling. It's more than saying, "Oh yeah, I can be a visionary." It's like knowing you're a visionary.
Yes.
It's this knowing about who you are that gives you confidence and the ability to apply it in the world.
Well, and I'm going to jump in and say that by understanding that there is self-knowledge, you're thinking, well, maybe, oh, where's mine? Well, when you start using the ecosystem approach and you start removing negative energies that are laying on top of you, meaning layer after layer after layer.
Something that we see that isn't commonly out there. Okay.
Exactly. What happens is when you start removing this, you start to see parts about yourself. Some you like, some you don't like. But here's the greatest thing of all. You get to choose what you're going to keep, what you're going to improve, and throw away what you don't like.
Most of us are trapped by unconscious and subconscious patterns and rules and beliefs that even if we know they don't serve us, we keep doing them.
Well,
and that's an energy. Those subconscious patterns are an energy, and in order to get rid of them, you have to remove them as an energy, which is what we do with the ecosystem approach.
And I know I say this probably every week, but the bottom line is I have been able to be the subject often of removing the negative energies and the things that come to the top. Let me say it that way. I have to tell you, I often go, oh, that I can't believe that was even there. I didn't even know it was there, or I knew there was something, but wow, what I can do with this.
The truth is that, we met when we were in our 50s, right? 50, something like that. I don't know.
Close.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And we're totally different people now because we've been removing that negative energy. And every day we have more information about who we are and what we can do and what our potentials are and refining skills and all those things. It truly, truly is amazing.
Yes.
So if you think self-knowledge is just a list of traits or a resume or,
Then let me ask the next question.
Okay.
What are the magical benefits of self-knowledge, Jason?
And so this is a list, but it's also a feeling when you get there. And so I want you to have that feeling, but let me just tell you some of the possibilities.
Okay.
It's a path to genius. Most people don't realize, well, I'm not a genius. I'm just a regular guy.
Blah, I'm a regular Joe. Yeah.
First of all, chances are if you're an entrepreneur, you have something special in the first place.
Yes.
Because it takes something special to be an entrepreneur. But that path to what you're really good at and knowing how to go there and get it and start to refine it and start to make it better and better and better comes from self-knowledge. So the path to genius, it transforms potential into reality. I tell so many people
that's huge, everyone.
You have this potential. I see you have this potential.
Yes.
But I also see in their mind they're saying, well, so how do I make that potential a reality?
Yes. How do I make that potential into money? Well, let's go to the bottom line now. Right here.
Well, and it doesn't happen from a course where you do this, and this, or it's not a formula. It's not a
correct.
You do this and then you get this. It doesn't work that way, but it's an energy process, and that's what we teach with the ecosystem approach.
Yes.
So next one, it uncovers hidden talents and abilities. There are so many. I'm amazed. I'm married to this woman, and we're still uncovering potentials and talents and ability that she's always had. That sometimes she kind of knew it, sometimes she didn't.
Right.
But it's just coming to the surface, and it's kind of exploding.
Well, and I have to say this. I'll be right out there and say it. At my age, this is almost unknown, and I'm amazed at it, but also I'm plain having fun, and it's awesome.
Most people, as they get older, they start to withdraw
and disintegrate.
They stop learning. They stop They don't,
Yeah.
and a lot of that comes from purpose. And by the way, purpose is a result of an energy process also.
Correct.
Knowing who you are, and that purpose is part of self-knowledge.
Correct.
Well,
the other part is that there's a confidence that comes from this self-knowledge, uncovering this self-knowledge that is amazing. I've always been able to get up in front of a large group of people, not a problem. And I've had people go, I can't believe you even do that or have done that. And I've done it a lot. The bottom line is that the courage that I have today wasn't the same courage as I had when I was getting in front of.
There's a refinement that's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
Exactly, Jason. That's well said.
So present abilities are supercharged.
Yeah.
And here's the last one, but for all business people, they know it's important. They know how important it is.
Okay.
Decision-making clarity. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do? And most decisions, it has to do with what's right for you in the moment.
Yes.
So it's context. What's right for you, and given the current situation, what's right for that situation.
Correct.
And all that comes from a knowing, that's self-knowledge.
Exactly. And by the way, you can this self-knowledge can I want to say it can connect itself for you in hiring staff. It can help decision making, ensuring the best outcomes. It is essential for intuition that you need for your business. So, Jason, what is the summary of this segment?
Self-knowledge is what changes your unique potential into reality. It's the pathway to your unique genius that has been obscured by negative energy. The development of super skills is an energy process, not a thinking process, experience process, or development process. Once you reveal yourself by removing negative energy, then experience and development will be many more times as effective. The ecosystem approach is designed to help you with all aspects of self-knowledge.
In the next segment, we're going to talk about how an understanding and the ability to work with subtle energy can be a game changer for your business. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how an understanding and the ability to work with subtle energy can be a game changer for your business. Jason, why do so many people associate subtle energy work as a form of fairy tale thinking or something that should be discredited?
Because it is.
Okay.
We see that a lot of energy experts and people that are talking about energy work can't see.
That's true.
And as a result, what they have is very, it's hard to put your finger on. It doesn't seem to work.
Okay.
And we know this works. You don't have to believe it.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe in it.
Yeah.
It works regardless. And you just have to understand how subtle energy works, as opposed to a lot of people bring their expectations that come from a programmed world, which often doesn't happen either. A lot of times people say, well, if you do this, this, and this, you'll get this. And first of all, those types of formulas don't always work either.
And they're not everlasting either.
But they do it with such intensity or such confidence, like, this works, but it doesn't necessarily work that way.
Yes.
When you understand how subtle energy works, it works.
Yes.
And you can use it in so many practical ways, not airy-fairy, way out stuff, really tangible stuff.
I really, really, really like that. So, Jason, you have a great big statement you want to make, and I'd like everyone just take a moment, take a breath, and listen to this.
This is a biggie, okay?
It really is.
Every challenge, difficulty, and problem that happens in your business is connected to some type of energy. Oh my gosh.
What do you want to say that again?
I mean, if everything, whether it's money, personnel problems,
Yeah.
employee productivity,
Or even
marketing,
location. Yes, there you go.
your reputation of your company, all
Yes,
those things, they're energies. So
right.
instead of doing a strategy and technique, which is what all the traditional people tell you to do
Correct.
to try and get to a certain energy,
Yeah.
we say go to the energy and clear it and
Clear your way to it.
yes, clear the negative energy that's attached to your business
And you.
and see what you get. It's really amazing.
So go ahead, Jason.
So the ecosystem approach was designed to help you identify the negative energy, see it as part of your ecosystem, and then remove it and neutralize it until it's no longer a problem.
Mm.
Energy work that we teach helps you identify and then remove that negative energy. That is such a big, big, big
Yes.
possibility for
Yes.
you. And I guarantee you that the problems that you're struggling with now are somehow associated with an energy.
Exactly. I guarantee that one as well. Both of us do. And by the way, we see that individually. This isn't a form of one of us is following the other. We both see it individually. In fact, we have an example.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
ahead, Jason.
Well, it was actually the client you were working with, but she was having difficulty with a big client,
Yes.
and this person was threatening to cancel the account. It was a big account, and
Yes.
we helped her clear the negative energy between the two of them. And for the first time, this guy smiled and was happy, and all of a sudden, it changed the whole dynamic. Now, this is one of those things where you have to understand how energy works.
Correct.
She goes back in a week or 2 or 3.
And
He might be grumpy again.
Yeah. Yes.
But
yes,
she
yes.
can do the clearing on her own. She doesn't need, our help. And if you know these things, you
Yes.
can do it. If you start to see who this guy is, if you start to see who you are,
Yes.
where that negative energy comes in,
Right.
you can affect things that are it's almost seem magical.
Yes.
They're not, but they seem magical.
Exactly. So, Jason, explain. I love this next one. Explain the most common question we hear that is, quote, "You can do that?"
We've heard that so many times. And this is for people that have been working with us for a while.
Yes.
We've been brainwashed to believe that only the tangible world exists.
Yes.
So to think otherwise is crazy.
Yes.
So we're programmed to work with actions, not energy. But for us, we always start with the energy.
Yes.
And how do we do that? By perceiving that energy intuitively.
Yes.
And by the way, yes, we call ourselves intuitives.
Yes,
But
we do.
everybody that's listening today has the potential for being intuitive, and it's been blocked.
Yes, it has. It has.
It's funny. We have 2 little dogs, and they're intuitive. They know they're intuitive.
Yes, they do.
They stare at the door, and it always opens. It just they have this intuitive ability, but to them it's just natural.
It is.
And it is natural. It's natural for you, but it's been programmed out of us because we're taught from a very early age, pay attention, be serious, be focused on your work, that sort of thing. All these things that don't allow you to open up your intuition,
Exactly.
and we'll talk about that some more. But it's just this idea that can you do that?
Yes.
Working with energy is more of an art than a science, but you need the self-knowledge that we talked about already.
Yes.
And intuition to understand intuition.
Correct.
But for example, when we say, well, let's clear for your reputation, people say, can you do that?
Yes. And how about being desirable to whatever you're marketing out there, or whatever
Your
you're trying to
product,
sell,
your business,
exactly.
yes.
You can clear for that. You bet you can.
Metrics and analysis of number is a simplistic way of seeing energy.
Right.
And people say, what? You can do that?
Yes.
Everybody's focused on cash flow and profit and loss
Of
and
course,
those types of things.
Of course.
But there's better ways of looking at how your
Right.
business is doing.
Well, and so Jason, the next question is, can you give some practical examples of using energy in business?
Okay, so here's some things. Clear negative energy around marketing.
You
know,
can do that?
yes,
I couldn't resist.
yes.
I apologize.
Really. And people have said that to us. So,
Yeah.
people think, okay, I'm gonna do a different program. I'm gonna try a different technique. I'm gonna use a different method for
Right,
marketing, blah,
right,
blah,
right,
blah.
right.
And I guarantee you, as you start to remove the negative energy and let develop your intuition,
Correct.
you'll start to know.
Yes.
And it's frankly, I'll talk to you in business terms, it's cheaper. Using your own intuition is cheaper.
Yes. I like that.
And
Yes. Yes.
say, okay, what can we do? What are things that are appropriate? Now, sometimes you can get help from others that can be really helpful,
Yes.
but there might be things that if you understood energy, you would see what you could do and what needs to be cleared.
Okay. Not only that, I'm
Yeah.
going to just add to that. When most people that are business experts, they have, like you said, these processes that they
Yes.
do and that sort of thing. But when you have someone like us, one of the first things that we do is we take a look at what energy is there. And excuse me, you
Starting
can
with
clear
the
that.
first- Starting with the person first, starting.
Exactly. Oops, sorry about that. The bottom line is that it's amazing when you have someone who can read the energy. And by the way, that's what the ecosystem approach does. And that's one of the things we teach you. There are other things as well, but it's amazing at some of the things
I can't
that can
imagine
happen.
having a business and not being able to read energy.
Oh,
It seems like such an essential part of what you should do.
exactly.
So let me give you some other examples.
Okay.
A staff that are not being productive.
Oh, yeah.
You can look and find out what's there. There's some sort of negative energy, whether
Correct.
it's personal to them,
Correct.
it's between the two of you, boss and employee.
Right.
Better so you can clear that.
Yeah.
Okay. Better customer service attitudes towards clients.
Yes,
Okay.
big deal.
People hire consultants and pay a lot of money
Right.
and do stupid stuff. When if they just looked at the energy, it would be so much better. It would
Exactly.
be cheaper. You could get solutions. I came up with a stupid example. You wanna tell them about that?
No, I'm going to let you do that one.
So let's say you get this hit that your store is going to be robbed today, or maybe it's a police report, or maybe
Something.
the policeman stops by and says there's been a series of robberies in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
So what do you do? How do you use your use energy? Well, do you close? Do you make sure your gun is loaded and available underneath the counter? This is what we would do.
Yeah.
We would clear the energy of fear for us
Mhm.
and bad things that would happen to the business, and clearing negative energy around us. And then I would try and I would use my intuition
Yes, I
and
would.
find the people that are robbing others
stores.
in the neighborhood that might find our business attractive and
Yes.
clear that.
Exactly.
So it's
in other words, that energy that says it's okay if you come in and rob our store, we're not going to do anything. The answer is or I would clear it with the message that says, you come in my store, it will be at your own.
Or there are better places to go, or it's
Yeah.
not our stores. We're not a
Exactly.
victim.
Not
You're going to
here.
get caught if you go to our store. That sort of thing.
Right. So, Jason, what is the summary of this segment?
Using subtle energy in business is the wave of the future, and to deny or discount you do it at your peril.
Yes.
The truth is, the benefits of using energy every day are addictive and will offer huge advantages. The art of using energy is developed by using it every day and knowing the Enneagram type of the people around you, and will create a huge advantage for you.
Correct.
For you. We might talk a little bit more about that in the next segment. The ecosystem approach is designed to help you transition from being programmed to seeing the effects of energy in your life and business.
In the next segment, we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial super skill of refined intuition and how it works and how you can sabotage it in practical ways. It could be extremely useful in a business. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial super skill of refined intuition and how it works and how you can sabotage it, and practical ways it can be extremely useful for a business. Jason, before we talk about how we can help people develop their intuition, what are the misconceptions about all of this?
We've seen people do courses on intuition that obviously can't see energy. I don't, it doesn't make sense to me, but they develop with practice. They send people around and have them practice.
And that's a misconception.
It's a misconception because
Okay.
it doesn't change the energy. The you have to remove the negative energy to develop your intuition. It's innate to everybody. Some people have it more than others,
Right.
but it's innate to you. And the way you develop that is remove the negative energy that's blocking it. It's sort of like the negative energy is like the clog in a pipe. Where if your drain's running slow and you unclog the pipe,
Then it moves.
moves.
Right.
Same thing with
Okay, that's a good way
intuition.
to say that. Sure.
So developing and refining intuition is an energy process. People don't understand that. It's not a
Yes.
thinking process, not a practice. It comes from removing negative energy attached to your soul. We talk a lot about that in other shows. It's a big deal. It's what we see that is we understand negative energy and how it's attached to your essence or soul. And it's one of the biggest clogs that you have from your natural abilities and self-knowledge as well as intuition.
Correct.
Intuition is a pathway. So it not only carries information that's positive for you, but also negative energy and as well as thoughts, negative thoughts.
Yes.
That belief that, oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this up. That's coming through your intuitive pathway, and it may not be true. It could be a lie. And once you start to understand negative energy and how it works, then you can say, okay, well, and we do this all the time because we work together intuitively. So we're looking at something, and she'll say something. I said, I'm not sure that's right, or I'll say something. So that doesn't sound right.
And one of the things that we do is we remove the negative energies that are standing in the way for both of us, that are keeping us from seeing what is the truth about whatever the question was.
So we can see it more clearly.
We can see it more clearly. In other words, it's not you're good at it, you're perfect at it, or you're not.
Or it works like a computer that you always get.
Exactly. That isn't the way it works.
So, and self-knowledge is essential for this whole process.
Yes.
Because you need to know what kind of negative energy that you're susceptible to.
Well, we were kind of just talking about that.
Exactly.
Yes. Or giving an example of it. Okay.
So another misconception is that intuitive information is black and white. I had a client tell me one time, well, I had to figure out between doing this or that. And I used my intuition and I did this, and it didn't turn out right.
Right.
Well, so my intuition isn't working. And that's not necessarily, first of all, that's not necessarily true.
Correct.
And the best use of this information is for wisdom, clarity about situations, not absolute answers. And if you're looking at, should I go this way? I'd go down this path or this path.
Correct.
A lot has to do with the energy outside of you, how you implement path A or path B.
That is correct.
It's not just a matter of, well, if my intuition says I should go down this path, but I screw up the implementation, it's not going to turn out very well.
Correct.
So the energy world's not absolute. That's why it's more of an art than a science. So
well said.
And we're not trying to give you a course about intuition in this show, but that's just some of the basics.
Okay, so next question, Jason, is there a practical example of how to use these super skills in a business?
Okay. This example, we use all three super skills: self-knowledge, energy work, and refined intuition. One of the things that we see is that being able to identify the Enneagram type of everybody around you, you can use that to see behaviors more clearly, predict future responses, and even their approach to problems and difficulties.
Correct.
When we first met and we were working at in a corporate environment, we used to do this all the time for practice to look at other people's Enneagram type and see their behaviors and see, That's one of the ways that we learned.
Right.
And now we're able to, people come to us all the time and say, can you tell me what the Enneagram type of this person is? And they give us a picture and maybe a cell phone number, what we call a unique identifier.
Right.
And yeah, we can come up with an Enneagram type, and
And-
we're pretty accurate.
I would say we are. And one of the reasons to understand the Enneagram is to help you not only with actions or reactions of, say, employees, but also having an understanding of how to approach this employee or that employee. Oh, I'll simplify it. This child or that child.
Yes.
Because we are
Or
all
this
unique,
customer or that
customer.
Yeah.
We are all unique and different. And so when you start to understand that, then you can do a win-win in an understanding of how to deal with a situation.
Yeah.
And this is really what we're talking about, because success isn't 1, 2, 3. We've already said that, but it is about understanding what energies you are working with.
When I was just starting to develop my intuition and doing this work, my way of cheating, it's really not cheating, but I would intuitively know what someone Enneagram type was first. And then I'd use that as kind of a guidepost to say, and this is what I see about you. And people were saying, and this is what always flabbergasts me. It's like, how'd you know that? I've never told anybody about that. How'd you know that about me? And the truth is, it's
Right.
not that hard. The Enneagram type is a really good tool for business. I can't imagine anybody operating a business without, first of all, knowing their own Enneagram type.
Correct.
And then knowing the Enneagram types of the people around you.
It's amazing. It truly, truly is.
So
give a couple examples.
Here's the big caution, okay?
Okay.
Don't be dogmatic about Enneagram types. Like, I only want to have this type of Enneagram type for employees, or I only want to, it's never black and white that way.
Well, first off, that's true. But the next thing is that you will dull the creativity of no matter,
or the wisdom.
And the wisdom, creativity and wisdom, and even the lightheartedness of dealing with a situation, or the heaviness of dealing with a situation, if you try and only choose certain Enneagram types, because it doesn't work that way. Remember, we're all unique, and there's energies from the outside that come in and sit in the middle of the floor or a desk every single day. That's the way it works. Jason, do me a favor and give me a few examples of.
This is the practical example we promised in the beginning.
Okay.
This is the case study.
Well, then let me ask this question.
Okay.
Jason, can you give us a practical example of how these super skills can be used every day in business?
So I created this fictional case, okay, but I think you can all relate to it.
Okay.
And we promised this in the beginning. So a woman buys a solar installation company that is struggling. She thinks she can turn it around. So again, she knows her Enneagram types, and the old owner was a Enneagram type 7, and he started too many projects. He didn't finish them. And the employees felt taken for granted, and their marketing was unfocused and hit and miss.
Sure.
So the new owner is a 6, but because she's been using the ecosystem approach, she was able to know a lot about herself, and knew that she now has the courage and the confidence to implement what she knows about how to change this company and make it
and turn it around, so to speak. Yeah.
And so she also has the courage and confidence to stand up to the inevitable pushback she would get from employees when she tries to implement a better structure
or a new structure.
Right, which is her self-knowledge super skill. Okay, so she was able to see who needed to be fired and replaced.
Okay.
She made decisive action, and she fired those people and replaced them. And something she could not have done before, which it comes from her self-knowledge super skill.
Correct.
And she determined which programs needed to continue and focus on them until they were done correctly, and stop the other ones that were not essential. Decision-making clarity, which is another super skill.
Correct.
She cleared daily for discontent from her employees, and that's an energy work super skill. And she cleared daily for her own doubt. and feeling that she made the wrong decision,
Correct.
which always creeps in. She cleared herself, which gave her the confidence and the courage to keep going,
I love it.
and which is her energy work super skills.
Exactly.
And then she started seeing the marketing lists and clearing it daily for new business, which is her intuition super skill.
So, and there
So
was
that's my practical example,
exactly.
and I hope you can see that all these things kind of line up
Yeah, they do.
for every single business problem and issue that you have
Yes.
in your own business.
I love that. So, Jason, can you give me a summary for this segment?
Yes. Most people have many misconceptions about intuition for business, but as you develop and refine your intuition using the ecosystem approach, it becomes a part of you for wisdom, clarity, and timing. It is not about predicting specific outcomes, but gives you the ability to orchestrate the best outcome for you. It helps you use energy in the best possible way.
Yes.
The ecosystem approach teaches you to constantly refine and develop your intuition.
Love it. In the next segment, we're going to do some clearings to help you with your business. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to do some clearings to help you develop super skills using the ecosystem approach. So, Jason, let's talk about how to clear.
Before we do that, if this information speaks to you, if you have your own business, or even if you don't, you're thinking about going into business, it's important for us to connect. And we can do that in a couple ways. First of all, you can go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org. It's all one word. Go to our website. You'll see a picture of Patricia on the homepage, and sign up for our free section. You get our weekly newsletter or bi-weekly newsletter in this case, and you'll get the clearings from the show and just a little blurb about the show. And it's just a lot of way to stay connected.
Yeah.
And we want you to start doing your own clearing process. And we're going to show you how to clear in just a minute. And we're going to do some clearings. And as you do this every other week when we do our show, you start to learn, well, I can do that. I can just put in something different.
Wait, can I do that?
Yes, exactly. If I'm not in a good mood, or you're struggling today, you have to give a presentation, or you want to do something for your business, just clear for it. I mean, it's just so obvious and easy.
Pretty amazing.
The other thing is that if you want to stay connected to us, go to our YouTube channel, the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia Rohn, and go to our YouTube channel. You see a lot of content there. We don't have one particular area. It's not like we're just always talking about business. We talk about everything because we see the ecosystem approaches as a way to live.
Yes.
And it affects all sectors of your life. And so that's what we talk about in the show, is how to apply this energy approach to life this way and this way, and with relationships, with business.
Well, and I'm going to say it's very practical.
Yes.
What we do.
We always try to bring it back to something that you can use on an everyday basis.
Exactly.
So
with that said, Jason, can you tell everyone how to clear?
How to clear. Yes. So your posture doesn't matter. You can be sitting down, standing up, walking, laying down, laying in a hammock. It's this time of year. It's hammock weather.
Yeah, it could be.
So I always do it. I do it when I'm on my lawn tractor. We have a big yard, and so the grass is growing. So I'm going to be out on my lawn tractor, and I can clear while I'm there. So it's kind of mindless stuff.
Right.
It's really helpful to do that. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in a reverent position. You don't have to. It's not like praying. It's just you're doing energy work.
Exactly. So
and then when we say and to eliminate, in your mind's eye and your intuition, just gather up what we say to eliminate, whether it's veils and illusions, barriers, or
Right.
specific emotions,
And then you're going to throw it.
into the processor. And Stefan's going to put a picture of the processor up now.
Exactly.
The negative energy goes in the top, and it gets processed, comes out neutral.
And by the way, when it gets coming out neutral, think of it this way. It's not coming out negative. It's coming out as neutral as anything can be. And in today's world, it's better than being negative.
We don't want to push negative energy around other places. We want to
not at all.
We want to neutralize it. That's
exactly
really what we want to do.
So with all of that said, Jason, let's get started on the clearing if you don't mind.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Here we go. I direct, and by the way, if you want the words, go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org, and sign up, and the picture of the processor, the wording, and the clearings are all going to be there every week for you.
Exactly.
I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions. So I can see, by understanding and using subtle energies every day, I have a huge competitive edge.
Love it. By the way, not just in business, but in life. So nice and easy. You're going to pick up the veils and illusions that are on you. You're going to pick them up and you're going to throw them into the processor. Now, I have the ability to, of course, see energy, and I see that negative energy moves easier to the left than it does to the right. It's your choice, but it's something that I've been able to see and actually refine, and it works so well. With that said, follow along, and I'm going to shorten it up just a little tiny bit, and to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see that by seeing or perceiving energies and then taking actions to affect them can transform my business, and I'm going to add my life. Pick up those negative energies, those veils and illusions, throw them in the processor. And by the way, sometimes you have to practice throwing things in the processor. Have fun with it. Just have fun. So take another breath and throw them into the processor. Don't throw them on the ground. The processor is there so that things can become neutral, not for somebody else to step into.
So, and to eliminate the barriers so I can see self-knowledge is the foundation for all my other subtle energy work, because it helps me use energies and develop my intuition.
Take a breath and throw it in the processor. And to eliminate the barriers so I can have clarity to see all problems, challenges, and difficulties at the root. They are negative energies that I can remove or neutralize if I could only perceive them and then clear them effectively. Take a breath, nice and easy. Lift them up, you don't need them. Jason?
And to eliminate the barriers so I can see the possibilities for myself and my business by using a subtle energy approach, which is the ecosystem approach.
Take a breath. Now we're going to activate life force. Life force is the most powerful energy that anyone has access to, and it will help you know who you are, calm you down, and help you even ask it to remember to use the ecosystem approach every single day.
By the way, if I had a business,
yes,
and it was open to the public, I would be activating life force every day.
exactly.
But first, I'd start with clearing the negative energy. Any grumpiness that I have, any grumpiness that my employees have, or any grumpiness that my customers have.
That is correct.
You know,
so
fear, worries, anxieties.
Exactly.
So they come in here, especially think about a restaurant, and you clear so that everybody's happy at the restaurant. You kill the people that come in feel better when they come in
and feel great when they leave.
Is that going to help your bottom line? Oh my gosh.
You bet it will. So follow along. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can use this energy every single day for happiness and health and laughter and love, and the ability such as clarity so I can see what's standing in my way and remove it every single day, sometimes every hour. Nice and easy. What you're going to do is you're going to pull in that life force energy through the top of your head, let it go all the way to the tips of your toes. You're going to ask it to stop right there, turn around, bring it back up your body, and throw any negative energy that you just collected into the processor. Jason?
So, and to activate life force so I can have hope to use energy day to day in my business to have a huge competitive edge by using the ecosystem approach to develop my intuition, to use my ability to use subtle energies, and for a deep-seated knowing of myself.
Nice and easy. Pull it in. This is about the hope that you need and want. Tips of your toes, stop it there. Ask it to turn around, come back up, and blow out any negative energies you just collected.
So you might be thinking, okay, yeah, maybe this could work for my business. Maybe this could work for my life. You know, most people think in terms of their business or their life or their relationships as all separate.
Right.
But one of the nice things about the ecosystem approach is it works for everything. Taking a subtle energy approach to your life works in all areas, whether it's money, business, relationships, and just being happy, just enjoying what you're doing, you know? And so how do you do that? Well, we've made it really simple. First of all, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel, the Ecosystem Approach with Jason and Patricia Rohn. Go subscribe, watch a couple other videos if you would like them. We really appreciate those likes. And after a while, by going to all these different topics, you start to get a feeling of saying, "Oh yeah, I think I know what this is about. I think I understand this."
Right.
We're not trying to, it's not something, we're not giving you a book that you have to go read or a worksheet that you have to fill out or anything like that. Just, you do it easily. Let's start listening to our shows casually and easily. And it's pretty soon, you just start to absorb it. The truth is that human beings are naturally predisposed to the ecosystem approach.
They truly are.
Because it's natural.
Yes.
You know, the way we've been taught to live our life in the world is not natural.
Yes.
So the other thing you could do is go to our website and sign up, theecosystemapproach.org. It's all one word, the ecosystem approach. Find our website, go sign up for our free section. We're on Facebook. We're on a lot of other social media platforms. And you can see us there, Facebook, theecosystemapproach.org on Facebook, and just enjoy yourself. Just don't make it a have to or I got to do this. Just do it easily and just follow along with us as we choose different topics. And this is like, I think, our 352nd show.
That is correct.
There's quite a bit of content.
There's a little bit of information there. And if you have any questions, go ahead. Find Facebook. Is that the best place? Or
YouTube, actually.
Or YouTube.
Yeah.
Ask those questions there and we'll gladly answer them. We'll connect Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Living like an ecosystem is the key to a better life for you.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.